Hey, hello everybody, thanks for coming to this week's video blog. Don't forget, today is part two. Yeah, part two of our two-part series on the listing. Not just the listing presentation, but what do you do after getting the listing? Now in part one, we discussed getting the listing, what you can do to make that listing powerful, how to win the damn listing. Well, now what? Now what do you do? Stay tuned for part two, because we're gonna dive into what to do next once you earn that listing. See you soon. Hey, it's a great day. You earned that listing. You impressed the seller. Your one shot to impress the seller was fantastic. You did a great job. Congratulations. But now what? You sit around and twiddle your thumbs and hope a buyer comes along and gives you a fantastic full price offer? Doesn't work that way. So we want you to be prepared, man. But before we go any further, I want you to like the video. Yeah, okay, I'll wait. Good, and I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And last but not least, all together, let's say it. Yeah, hit that bell icon. You got it? All right. Hey, listen. So now, let's get serious. Let's buckle down and get serious. You got that listing. You got that $1 million listing, that $500,000 listing, that $3 million listing. I don't care what the price is. I don't care what the list price is. The activity is going to be all basically the same when it comes to selling that property. What do we do from here? Ready? I'm going to give you three. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to be successful to get that listing sold. You want to get it sold? These next 3 tips, I want you to follow them carefully. Ready? Here we go. Let's take off. Number 1, preparation. Hey, listen, John Wooden, the great legend John Wooden, fantastic UCLA basketball coach, once said, when you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail, which means preparation is crucial with your listings. Now, how do we prepare a listing? Ready? Number 1, I want you to sit down with your sellers. I want you to sit down with the homeowners and say, hey, listen, my advice to you is to physically prepare this property for sale. Meaning I want it to look spick and span. I want it to look beautiful. I want it to look impressive. I want it to look attractive. Not just the interior, but the exterior. If you got equipment in the house, exercise equipment that hasn't been used in, I don't know, years, get it out of there. That treadmill that you have clothes hanging on, it's used for a clothes hanger, get it out of there. Put everything to the garage. In fact, if you can, clean out the garage. Make the garage look cleaner. We want to prepare this property for sale, which means we want it to look attractive. Are there too many pictures on the walls? Take some down. Listen, let's get serious here. It's your job to be blunt. Be nice, but be blunt. Be nice, but be direct. Be blunt, but be respectful. You're there to do a job. You're there to do a job, and that's to sell the property. And they're expecting you to give them some crucial advice. Give them some great advice. Be nice and say, hey, listen, this kitchen has much too much furniture, or this den just looks way too cluttered. You might want to remove that couch there, and it doesn't look like anybody uses that sofa over there. The bedroom, it looks too crowded. Let's go ahead and empty it out a little, huh? You want to give them some good critical advice that's going to improve the sight of this property. It's going to improve how the property feels. It's going to make it feel larger. It's going to make it feel more open. It's going to have somebody feel comfortable. And the name of the game is having somebody picture themselves in the property. Hey, I can picture my furniture over there in that corner. Hey, I can picture the Christmas tree over there. I can imagine. Have your sellers improve the outside. Curb appeal is crucial. Curb appeal is the first impression of the house. Let me say this again. Curb appeal is the first impression of the house. When somebody drives up in their car and parks it right in front of this listing, which is going to be yours, you have one shot to make it a great first impression. One shot. Which means I want you to advise your sellers to keep the lawn trimmed. I want that landscaping to look beautiful. Maybe paint the front door. How about painting the eaves of the roof? You know, we want the house to say and to scream, hey, all of you potential buyers, come on in. Take a look at me. Look how beautiful I am outside. If you think I'm beautiful outside, wait till you get to know the inside. The whole idea is to say, check me out. In fact, you know what I want you to do? I would advise you to advise your sellers to hire a home inspector. You really want to prepare this property for sale. You really want this property to be in top-notch condition. So what do I want you to do? I want you to go ahead and tell your seller, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I think what we should do is this. I want to recommend you to hire a home inspector. Somebody's going to come into this property and inspect it. And the reason we want them to inspect it before we let the public know that it's for sale is because the inspector will provide us with crucial information on the defects of the property. It would allow us to review the defects and begin some repairs. Are you with me? It'd be nice to have this house not just looking good, but nice and tight and in proper running order, in great condition. And the inspector will allow us to do that. The inspector will provide us with some great information that says, this doesn't work properly, this could be improved, this is actually built illegal, yada, yada, yada. The home inspector will provide us with some fantastic input and will allow your seller to make the repairs. Great, so now tip number two for selling this property is probably the most crucial one, and that is advertising it. Now, what the hell am I talking about advertising it? How do we advertise your listing? You don't just sit around twiddling your thumbs hoping that the phone is gonna ring. We can't just sit around and wait for a buyer to come by, knock on the door, and say, I'd like to buy the property, because that's not gonna happen. It's your job to make it happen. Now, how do we do it? First things first, I want you to tell your own sphere of influence, your database. I want you to go to your database of buyers. You should have a database of buyers, people who are interested in purchasing a property. Contact them, let them know, hey, I have a new listing coming out soon. If it's not out already, you might want to come check it out. After telling your database, I want you to go a little bit larger. I want it to start here, at this point here, and work its way up. Work small, and then you're gonna work your way huge. Got it? First things first, your database. Then I want you to tell the neighbors. Go not door knocking. Go knock that whole neighborhood and tell the whole world in that neighborhood that this house is for sale. Don't forget to put your for sale sign in that front yard. That's gonna do you wonders. The whole neighborhood's gonna buzz and say, wow, what's going on with that house over there? That new listing that new Mr. or Mrs. Agent has for sale over there. I think I'm gonna contact them, see what's going on. Then I want you to go a little higher. And take this listing to your brokerage. Now, hopefully you work with a larger brokerage. 100 agents, 200 agents, 300 agents in your brokerage, in your office. Take this listing back there, the information of this listing, and spread the word, man. Go to the office meeting where hundreds of agents will be attending and let them know, hey, everybody here, all my real estate family, I have a brand new listing on 1234 Main Street. If you have anybody who's interested in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a pool, come talk to me after this meeting. Tell your whole brokerage about it. Your whole real estate family should know about this immediately. And then I want you to take it to the next level. To the biggest mass of people you could think of. Now, who was that? Yeah, the entire damn world. The whole world. I want you to put it on the MLS, the multiple listing service. I want you to put it out there with some beautiful pictures, some beautiful video. Be prepared to let the whole world know that this special gem in this neighborhood is up for sale, and you're the contact. You're the main go-to person that if they want to get into this property and feel it and touch it and smell it, that they got to go through you. To contact their agent, to get to you, to get into the property. You're going to make things happen. How? By telling your sphere of influence, by telling the neighborhood, by telling your brokerage, your family, your real estate family, and by telling the whole world by putting it on the MLS. That's crucial. The third tip is I want you to keep the communication open when it comes to you and your sellers. Let them know exactly what's going on. Let them know when the open houses are. That's crucial. You want to make sure they're not there because you want any buyer that comes into these open houses to be comfortable and that they can make critiques, that they can criticize the house if they want to. Wow, why did they paint it that color? What's up with this furniture? Man, that carpet is a horrible color. You want the buyers to be comfortable. The last thing you want is for the buyers to walk in, criticize the property. Your sellers are there and they get offended by their criticism. We don't want that to happen. So when you do run your open houses, I want the sellers to be gone. Have them go have lunch somewhere. Got it? Now, another thing I want you to do is this. When the offers start coming in, again, communication. When the offers start coming in, I want you to contact your sellers immediately and let them know I have an offer in hand. I have an offer in hand. I'd like to sit down with you and go over the offer. I don't care how insulting the offer is. The law says any offer that comes in must be presented to your sellers. So be prepared. Any offers that come in, I want you to contact your sellers immediately and say, I have an offer in hand. How about we meet tonight or tomorrow morning and review it together? Law says you must present all offers to your seller. So get ready. Which means tip number 3, communication, communication, communication. Good. Now listen, let's review these one more time. Number 1, be prepared. Prepare the property. Interior, exterior, have a home inspection. Make it look top notch. Make the repairs necessary. Make some improvements if it requires it. Make it look like any buyer who walks up to this property says, wow, I need to know what's going on in here. I'm interested. Number 2, advertise it like crazy. Starting off with your sphere of influence, work your way up to the neighborhood. Go ahead and tell your brokerage, all of your family real estate people that are working with you, and then tell the whole world about it by placing it on the MLS. Place it on the MLS. And last but not least, tip number 3, of course, was communication with your seller. Let them know when you're doing the open houses. Let them know when an offer comes in. Let them know. They should know every single step you're taking with their property. After all, it is their future. It is their profit. It is their money. And they're going to move on with their life without you. But you got them there. You got them there. Now let me share one more thing before we go. This is your job. This is your job. Your job is to get your sellers from point A to point B, wherever the hell they want to go. Although this is your job, this is their life. You have their life in your hands. Every move you make, every decision you make, every piece of advice you give will affect their life. For you, tomorrow's another day. For you, the next escrow is another escrow. For you, the next listing is another listing. For you, the next showing with buyers is just another showing. For you, it's a job. It's your livelihood. You do it for a living. But for your sellers, it's their life. The biggest investment they have, they're putting it in your hands. So take it serious. Give them some good advice. Be diligent. Be direct. Be sensitive. Like the Eagles say, one of my favorite music bands, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit. Let them know that you got them covered, that you'll be in their corner from day one to day till they're out of there. You got this. Take it to the limit. Good. Hey, listen. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helps you out. If you take these steps, I guarantee it's going to make your life and the life of your sellers a lot easier. Congratulations on the listing. And listen, don't forget, if you think a real estate career would be fantastic for you, we have free classes the first week of every month. Register today. Check it out. If you don't like it, no need to take our classes. If you enjoy it, you hang tight. Register for the classes. Register to get yourself a real estate license. We'll see you next week.